Hi again guys, I'm back with another unboxing. This has come from a friend in Greece who's a fabulous puzzle modder. You may have seen him on other people's channels doing things like the floppy eye cubes and things like that. His name is GR Cubed. He's been a long time subscriber to my channel here, so I'm sure he's watching this. So hello my friend, they've arrived very quickly. In 2 days in fact these have arrived. Posted on Monday, arrived on Wednesday. That is just amazing. Okay, so I'm actually trying to see. I can't do it. You know what, I'm just going to do these all in one. I'm not going to do separate videos. I've got 3 puzzles in here. I was going to do a separate video for each, but I think they look great together, so I'm just going to do them together. The rest is all packaging. It is indeed. I must admit that the boxes have been smaller than I expected. I mean, they're perfectly normal, but in the photos they always look bigger than they actually are. But you know, this is a proper size one. I'm not complaining or anything. It's just because the photos they kind of fill the frame, so the puzzles always look bigger than they turn out to be. So yeah, these have got his kind of signature sticker colour scheme as well that he always uses. He likes his bright colours. Oh, I must admit they're not as bright as I've seen some of these others. I wonder how many people who haven't seen these before know what these are. Just looking at that, I mean, obviously you can see what shape it is, but I'm sure it looks a little odd at the moment. Excuse my voice, by the way. I've got a stinking cold at the moment, unfortunately. Thank you to my friend on Christmas Day. So that one's version 1. That one's version 2. I didn't notice that on the back of the first one. And this one will be version 3, of course. Okay then, so we've got V1, V2, V3. Now as you can see, it's a morphix type puzzle. These look great, they really do. I've been seeing these mods for quite some time now, posted on the Twisty Puzzle forum and things like that, and the quality of them has just improved dramatically over the last kind of year or so since we've been posting. So let me just zoom this in a bit so we can get a bit of a closer look. So obviously you can see right from the start this is a morphix type puzzle. Now the name of these is AI megamorphix. Now a megamorphix is a 4x4 turned into a morphix puzzle, which is exactly what these are. These are 4x4s which have been turned into morphix shaped puzzles. The reason for the AI is that they are much like the bandaged AI cube. So I tell you what, let me just grab my bandaged AI cube and I can hopefully show you a bit better. I didn't realise, but my bandaged AI is still actually scrambled at the moment, but oh well. Now the bandaged AI cube, what you've got is a 4x4 with 2 of the 2x2x2 blocks. So 4 of the 2x2x2 blocks bandaged into a single piece, and then the rest are for its turn. It's a very, very fun solving process. I love this kind of process with these, which is also kind of used to solve the camouflage cube series, and if you've seen my older videos you'll know how much of a fan of those I am. So this is much the same. So if I turn it like this, you can see that what I've got is a fabulous little rocket. But yeah, so I've got 4 blocks which would be 2x2x2s, which are all bandaged into a single piece, and then 4 blocks which are, so the tiny triangle in the centre is the corner piece, the what do we call them, rhombus, the rhombus type pieces are the edge pieces, and these kind of diamond shaped pieces are actually the centre pieces. So on this one, I think I seem to remember, because when he first posted a video about these, I loved them immediately. I fell in love with them the instant I first saw the first one. I thought it was a fabulous idea immediately, and always wanted one. Unfortunately, I didn't have any money to get them at the time, but now I have, and he offered them to me at a great price, I think, for the work that's gone into them, and yeah, I couldn't resist. So I will put a link to his channel, but anyway, he posted this video first. I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel. I will put a link in the description to his channel so you can take a look for yourself. Excuse me. But he thought this one might be the hardest, and I kind of commented on that one back then, that I thought this one was likely to be the easiest of the series, because all the centres and corners are interchangeable on each corner block. So each edge can go in any of those positions, each centrepiece can go in any of those positions, and there's no orientation on the corner. So that made things a bit easier. It's a lot like the cane ball to solve in that regard for this one. So then we get version 2. Open it on camera, Martin, not off camera. So version 2, not much the same thing, but actually, no, that's version 3. I do apologise, I managed to get them in the wrong order now. This is version 2. It really does look fabulous. I mean, I know there's slight imperfections in the stickers here, but you've got to remember he's trying to stick at a curved surface, which is very a large area on a curved surface actually, which is a very difficult thing to do well, because obviously as you curve the sticker material, you end up with a ripple in it. It's just going to be unavoidable. So I think he's doing a very good job of them actually. But yes, it's this one's going to be more difficult, because the bandage sections on this are kind of around a large centre of the Morphix puzzle, which is the opposite of the first one. If you look at the white face, it's basically everything is the opposite way around. The bandage section is in the centre, and the separate pieces are on the tips of the puzzle. So on this one, if you imagine, excuse me, this is an edge piece. So this edge have all got to be in specific positions. These are centerpieces, the two colours on the centerpieces, whereas on a regular AI cube, centerpiece is only one colour. On this, they're going to be two colours, which is in itself is going to be interesting. And the corner piece has to be oriented correctly as well. So you've got a lot more work to do on this one. Turning wise, by the way, it may not be obvious how exactly you go about turning these. I'll show you on the AI cube actually, because I don't want to scramble these just yet. I will do them on camera in a little while, but I want to get photos of them and stuff before I scramble them, just to show people, my friends on Facebook. But yeah, obviously you can turn this layer, but you can't separate them at the moment. So what you have to do is turn this layer, then use an algorithm to rotate the entire 2x2 blocks. And I've messed that up. Once you've rotated them, you can then turn them some more, and that's how you scramble it, and also part of how you go about solving it as well actually. But yeah, so let's just get this into the rocket shape to have a look. Yeah, that looks awesome. That is so cool. I think they might have to live on my shelves like that sometimes, because I just think they look great like that. Yeah, very well made. Lovely turns on these actually. The first one turns a bit better than this one. I don't know why, just pure random look, I imagine. Minor imperfections affect it, and this one just happens to be one that turns a little bit better, but it's not that this one turns badly or anything. It doesn't at all. It turns very nicely. And once it's in the kind of rocket shape, you can do turns on this layer, and again what you'd have to do is rotate these blocks, and then you can do more turns like this. So let's get this back. There we go, that way. And so finally the version 3, which I almost already showed you, has all 4 bandaged sections already together, whereas on these ones you've got to actually get the 4 bandage sections together before you can make any turns on these parts. The version 3 already has them in one section at the bottom here, so that you can already turn this piece here, which looks, I'm sure you can see that actually looks very much like a megamorphix there, that half of the puzzle at least. If it's a full megamorphix, you'd have another half exactly like that on this end, but you haven't, it's all bandaged. But yeah, it looks a lot like a regular megamorphix. I'm not too sure about the difficulty of this one, to be honest, because you've got some 2 colour centres and things. You've got some specific positions. You've got some that can swap, but you've only got, say, for example, one of these white edges here. So I'm really not too sure about the difficulty of this one. I'm fairly sure that the version 1 will be the easiest of the 3, and my friend who made these certainly confirmed that when he tried to solve them. But out of these 2, I don't know which one will be the hardest. There's only going to be one way to find out about that one, and that's to scramble them and give them a solve. But let me just grab a few photos and tidy up around here, then I'll get to the scrambling of them. Alright then, so it's time to get these things scrambled and get them solved properly. So as I said, the first thing I need to do to be able to turn them properly is to get all 4 of the unbandaged pieces together in one layer, and I can do things like this to split them up, and then a simple quick algorithm which is less simple here when I can't see. There we go. Exactly what piece is which. Flips the piece around, and then more turns to split pieces up, and do the same again. And basically just continuing that process. It's going to take a little while just to get used to exactly where it is I need to turn things to. But yeah, this is turning. Oh, oh yeah, I'm about to say it's turning weird. Oh, yeah, I've got to misaligned. I've got. I messed it up now. Not a problem. All I've got to do is get the all 4 bandage pieces next to each other again in like a 2x2 style, and it's fine again. So it's not like it was a problem. Yeah, like many custom puzzles, you do have to make sure they are aligned well. That's perfectly normal because of the way they've been filled, etc. It changes the shape of the mechanism of the pieces. This one's not going to scramble completely, if that makes sense, because we've got so many identical pieces. It's always going to be possible to have pieces that kind of belong next to each other in the solid state, still next to each other while it's scrambled. I try my best to separate everything, but I don't think it's going to be possible to do every single one. And to be honest, I think that one might be scrambled now. So what I want to do is return it to their morphic shape and get photos of them all in the morphic shape, because I kind of like the idea of it being scrambled but in its proper shape. He says. There we go, I should do it. Or not. What am I doing wrong? I'll give up one of this in a second, because obviously it's a bit dull to watch. But why can't I get that back? Right, there we go, finally. So yeah, fully scrambled, but back in its morphic shape. I like that. Okay, so on to version 2. Obviously, you're welcome to fast forward past this part if it's a bit dull and boring for you. Not that I could stop me if I wanted to. So once again, we just turn these and then rotate some of the blocks. Oh, I messed that up. I'm struggling to see sometimes exactly where I need to turn things to. The shape is causing difficulties for me actually. I don't want to go on and on and on about it, but I do have some joint pain hands in problems. Oh, good grief! Don't break them. Problems in my hands, and I just realised actually all I did was rotate the blocks on the first one. I didn't actually swap them around at all, which is bad. You want to swap them with each other as well as rotating them, which is what I'm doing now on this one. And the shape of this one does cause me some issues. I can say straight away. I'm just having to grip things in a certain way, which gives me the hand pain problems that I have. But oh well, that's entirely me. It's nothing to do with the puzzle whatsoever. It's entirely my physical maladies. Excuse my finger cracking. Yeah, a lot of the problem here is I'm just not seeing when it's in its shape-shifted state where it needs to turn to. I will get used to that, I'm sure, as I continue the solving process. Now this one looks more scrambled already than the version 1 did, simply because you've got more colours involved on the pieces to make it look scrambled. But yeah, I think we're about there. About there. I think we're about done with that one. So just yeah, that's all I need to do to return it to morphing shape. Don't know why I didn't do that last time. Okay then, so the final one. This is actually going to be automatically shape-shifted in its scrambled state because I do a 90-degree turn on this one, and that's the result. And then go and rotate that block, and of course that's going to be permanently shape-shifted, so that's going to be an interesting looking scramble. I'm really struggling to see where I need to turn this one to. I've completely lost myself. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. Okay. Okay, right. So let me try that again. This one is going to be challenging. I can see straight away because it's difficult even to see where I need to turn the puzzle to, which is if you solved things like the Master Morphix, you'll probably be familiar with. It's difficult to see exactly where the puzzle needs to turn to be able to be turnable for its next moves. Wow, this thing's going to look crazy. Let's see, where was the turn? Is there. So let's swap a couple of pieces. Your piece recognition, I think, is going to be quite difficult on this one. We're not going lined up right. There we go. This really is going to look mad. Let's rotate this one as well. Yeah, this one's a little bit catchy at the moment. It's not terrible or anything, just a minor turning issue, but you know, it's a lot of that is making sure I've got it lined up right. I think that's the biggest part of the problem, is me not lining things up correctly, because I'm not recognising exactly where things need to go. Yeah, I get it lined up right and it turns perfectly. So it's I think it's more me than a problem with the puzzle. Wow, this one's crazy. I assume these are made out of Shengshao 4x4s, by the way. I don't actually know. I can't see any reason why they would be anything else, that's all. They're cheap and good quality, so I'm just assuming. And of course, lots of sanding and filling has been done on them. And once you do the sanding and filling, you're always going to change the internal mechanism to some extent, and you're never going to have exact kind of new out of the box turning like you would have on a regular cube. So you've got to be prepared for that if you ever buy custom puzzles. You know, you can't go about altering these things and not expect it to change the way something turns. Where do I go? Yeah. When you're having difficulty just scrambling a puzzle, you know it's going to be tough to solve. We need to twist this one. Sorry, my hands are definitely hurting to play with these. I will have to kind of take regular breaks when solving these ones, unfortunately. It's oh, I messed up. It's common for me with curved puzzles, especially pillowed puzzles, so it doesn't come as a great surprise. Just simply because you have to kind of grip them harder, and that's what causes my problems. But yeah, I think we're about there on that one now. Let's get it back sort of into its megamorphix shape, megamorphix shape even. Messed it up a bit, but I won't. There we go. Bottom half is, top half is nowhere near. Alright then guys, that's it for the first part of this video. I'll go away and try to solve these, and I'll get back to you with some more thoughts once I've done so. Okay then, so as you can see, I've got the AI megamorphixes solved again, or mostly, as you will see in a moment. I'll go through them in order. Well, I won't actually, I'll do them in different order, but you'll see why in a moment. So this is the version 1 again. This is the version with the corners bandaged and the kind of centres of each face split and unbandaged. This one turns fabulously, by the way. They're all really well made, but this one seems to be the best of the three for turning quality. A very fun solve, much like the things like the cane cube, cane ball, the 4x4 Tribers octahedron, things like that. Any 4x4 shape mod with 8 colours is basically the same to solve as this one, so very enjoyable. I do enjoy the solving process on those, but it's not too tricky. If you know how to solve an AI cube, this one should come a little bit easier than that, but it's very fun to solve nonetheless, and as I said, very much the better turning quality of the 3 of these puzzles, but that's just really kind of down to very, very minor imperfections and not really something you can control massively, so it's just kind of a look of the draw sort of thing. But yeah, very well made. I'm very happy with the quality of these puzzles overall, from the person that's made them. It's really are good quality puzzles, very nicely shaped and very nicely finished, so I'm really happy with these. So yeah, the version 1, not too difficult, definitely the easiest of the 3. Then we've got the version 3. This is the one that's got 2 corners bandaged, 2 centres bandaged, and 2 corners and 2 centres unbandaged. Now, there's 2 ways you can go about solving this, really. The way that I did it on this occasion was to build up blocks of the multicoloured corners. So I'll finish those 2 first because it's easiest while you've got room to work. And then what you're left with is 2... if I just split things up a bit so you can see a bit better, you've got 2 blocks of these left at the end to build, and which is basically essentially the same as the final stages of solving the version 1. So difficulty wise, if you do it that way, it's essentially the same as solving the version 1. So again, not too tricky. If you were to solve it like the version 2, however, then things get a little bit harder, because as you can see, I have actually been unable to solve this one yet. Wasn't expecting this. I didn't expect it to be easy, but I thought I'd be able to work through it in not too much time. Now, I've had these a few days now. I haven't spent hours and hours and hours on it or anything. I've got a couple of ideas for another, one idea in particular approach to try. But you can see, this and one other state I've been in are about the closest I've been to solving it. Here you can see I've basically got 2 edges swapped. Now, obviously, you can't have 2 edges swapped on a 4x4 like this, so I've got 3, but because you've got edges of the same colour, one of these 2 is in the wrong position as well. Now, normally what you do on a bandaged AI cube on the final block here, so I've got these 4 blocks together like this, so I can rotate things and alter these 4 blocks. What you'd normally do on the final block is pair edges up with centerpieces that are already in a solid block, and then when you move things back, then things fall into place. This approach doesn't work on this because the centerpieces have a specific position. Now you see I've got this orange and white center here, which is unsolved at the moment. If we look at the other orange and white center, it's actually the opposite way around. When it's in that same position, you can see that I've got orange facing up and to the left on this center. The other orange and white piece, I've got the orange facing right and down. So it's not possible for me to just match things up match those centerpieces up with an edge piece from a solid state. Like that's normally what the end game would be for me on a bandaged AI cube, to finish it off. So you just can't use that same technique to finish off the solve. So it has kind of thrown me for a loop a bit, this one. As you can see, I'm very close to solving it, but I just can't quite manage that final little step at the moment. So yeah, it's a really good puzzle, this one. More challenging than I was expected, and I'm really enjoying this. The only problem is for me, I don't know why, it's something to do with the size and shape of these. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of the joint pains in my hand, so I can't do long periods of solving, unfortunately. I'm having to take regular breaks. If I hadn't got that, perhaps it would have been solved now. I can't guarantee it, but that's purely my physical infirmities, so to speak. It's nothing to do with the quality of the puzzles or anything like that. The turning quality of these is absolutely superb. You can see, there's nothing wrong with any turning quality there. Very easily finger trickable. So that's no complaint about the puzzles whatsoever. It's purely me. So yeah, this, as I said, this one threw me for a bit of a loop. I thought I'd be able to get this one sorted out fairly quickly. I had reached another stage as well where all these looked solved, but basically the corner was twisted one step, which again is an impossible situation. So of course what's happened again is 3 of the edges and 3 of the centres needed to be 3-cycled around that corner to put things the right way around. So yeah, I've still got a little bit of effort to put into this one to try and finish off the solve. So I'm very much enjoying this one. I'm very glad that one of them actually proved challenging to me, because obviously, you know, that's what you want. You want a puzzle that's going to really challenge you and make you come up with new techniques, even if you're just kind of recycling what you already know from other puzzles. Applying it in a different way is always a learning process as well. So it's always good to have things like that going on. So yeah, I'm really happy with these. So yeah, that's the bandaged AI morphixes. Sorry, I got that wrong. That's the AI megamorphixes, all almost solved at least. And as I said, they're beautiful puzzles. They look great on my shelves. There's no two ways about that. And they a lot of fun to play with as well. So if you've got a chance and the money to buy custom-made puzzles, then I encourage you to contact the maker. I will leave a link to his YouTube channel in my description. If you are not already aware of him, he's doing a lot of mods. He's got a bunch of other puzzles that he can make as well, and there's one particular series called the Floppy iCube series that I certainly intend to get some from him at some point, which he's also the inventor of. So yeah, a really great designer, really great builder, good quality puzzles, and very challenging as well. What more could you ask for? Okay then guys, I think that's about it for this video. Can't really think of anything else I want to say about these for now, so thank you very much for watching. Please click like and subscribe if you like this video and my others, and I will see you next time. Take care now.